Hello, everybody, and welcome back for day number two. Lars here, and today we're going to go ahead, dive in, and check out some videos. Now, we're going to start things off. We're going to pause it right here, and a little message from our friend Graphicon. And they've been with me for a very long time, and always challenge me with good questions. And this is a great one, and it's how to deal with a very common team. And at the time, I hadn't seen it, but now I'm starting to see it, which is a lowland Sand Slash, Medicham, and Sableye, and what to do about it. And I kind of gave him an answer based on what I thought would work, but you can go to PvPoke just so much, but until you really see it, you try it out, you practice with it, it's really hard to gauge what will work. It's like the meta. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to check it on out, and gotta let Bastiodon go, right? We love him, but we gotta let him go, just like everything in life, right? So go ahead, throw this Stone Edge. They have to shield, which is so important. They have to use a shield there. And that shield is going to cost them a lot, but they're going to go ahead and use that drill run. And keep in mind, they do have an Ice Punch ready to go. So they did save it, and just be aware of that. And even though we have two shields to their one, just pretend like they don't exist. Those shields are off to the side because we're going to need one against Sableye and one against Sand Slash. So heads up, right? We're going to go ahead, we're going to use this Ice Punch, and we're going to go ahead and luckily they don't shield here, which don't think they would. Regardless, we're good. They throw in Sableye here, and we're immediately switching to Victreebel. And with all Sableye, Victreebel matchups, you're going to have to use a shield, but that's it. Just use one shield. They're bringing it. As soon as we use that shield, here comes a lone Sand Slash using that Ice Punch. No problem. That's why we need that other shield, right? Say goodbye to Sand Slash. A couple moves later, we say goodbye to their Sableye, and that's that. Now, I haven't seen a whole lot of Shadow Sableye, so if you guys are seeing just a regular old Alolan Sand Slash that isn't Shadow, please let me know, and we'll work on something. But for the most part, my wife and I, and a few other people I've talked to, are just seeing the Shadow variant, right? I just think that might be just meta, but we'll see. Um, Onto this battle, right? I am using Ice Punch, just a heads up. I know some people are using Power Up Punch. Both are good, so please. Unknown actually had asked me earlier, or a few people earlier, if Ice Punch is the new thing, what we're doing. And I'm just kind of trying out Ice Punch. Um, so please, if you are using Power Up Punch and feel comfortable with it, then by all means use Power Up Punch. I'm just kind of, trying some things. Always good to mix it up once in a while, right? So there's that Leaf Tornado. For those of you that are new following me, or new to these videos, new to Great League, it does take a total of 3 rock slides, or rather, Gunfisk will get off 3 rock slides versus Victreebel. Now, the last one won't kill us, but it'll leave us severely wounded, which when we have Swampert left, that's totally fine. So yeah, use those shields, and then, to take the damage, and then say goodbye to Swampert. And now we have an Alolan Marowak, right? And this almost was sent to the cutting room floor. I had about 30 minutes of footage. Had a great day. But I really wanted to keep this in just because Alolan Marowak and Hypno are the two Pokemon that are really popular one day. Then the next day they're absolute garbage. Nobody wants to touch them. And then all of a sudden they're great for cups. And then all of a sudden, they're trash. And you kind of feel bad for them for a while. But those two Pokemon really have, that kind of up and down, so to speak. So we do win, and we are at 2 shields versus their one, which is great news. And here comes Medicham, so it's Medicham versus Medicham. Now, something else I wanted to point out, another reason why I kept this video, this person was using Dynamic Punch, and they also have Ice Punch. So I am seeing a lot more Medicham that are a little bit more varied in their charge moves. And so Dynamic Punch, Ice Punch, or Ice Punch and Power Punch. Be aware. Just because you see a Medicham doesn't mean they know Psychic, right? So, anyhow, this 9, it has Charm. We're good. We have to use one shield, but that's it. Um, with Ninetales, like I said, one shield, we're good. Dugong, same thing. Dugong and Walrein. Even though Dugong got a nice little boost with Drill Run, we still are totally fine. Go ahead, use a shield, kill it. Same thing with Walrein. Use a shield, kill it. That's it. So we're going to go ahead. They're bringing back Deoxys. like so. Use that Leaf Tornado. Unfortunately, we didn't get the attack break, and I was hoping so badly that we would get it. But, you know, so anyhow, here comes a Alolan Sand Slash. They were just trying to make me use that last shield. That's the only reason they would throw that in, and it's a pretty good strategy. But I have fought against so many Deoxys in my days, guys, like you have no idea. And there is this point with Bastiodon where there's a threshold, and once you get past it, and it was just right there, about halfway in yellow, you could have zero shields, and Deoxys could have 100% energy, and you'll still win. You just have to use your fast move, and it's just that threshold, and you're golden. So Sableye, they switched to Dugong, and Dugong's getting a lot of love. Actually, of all the Pokemon, I would say Dugong is probably getting the most, and Quagsire. Quagsire probably the most. I didn't feature any Quagsire because it was usually them switching from, like a flying type to Quagsire, and then I switched to Victreebel and we win. And like I said, only have so much time. A lot of Quagsire, a lot of Dugong. There's that. We just do just a little bit of damage to Sableye with our Ice Punch, which is great. So Bastiodon's coming back in and doing its thing. Go ahead, and there's a foul play. As always, they are double charging that foul play. Totally good. What you're supposed to be doing if you have Sableye, always double charge it against a Pokemon that is tanky, slow like Bastiodon. So for those of you that do use Sableye, that's what you want to do. Of course, I thought that since they are protecting that Sableye, they have a flyer in the back, and 9 times out of 10, they will. This person doesn't. They have a Lickitung that I was like 100% expecting knocked out. So this was a bit of a surprise. I was just trying to lure it out, but you know what? It works. We're going on the offensive. We are shielding this, and yeah, we're taking care of business. And at this point, there's not much they can do. Um, Bastiodon can tank another foul play had they had another one charged, but you know what? Don't even need it. This one, I believe they had Medicham. I hit the screen capture just a little too late. So, yeah, we switched to Victreebel. They switched to Bastiodon. We don't get the attack break, but they do shield. And it's 50-50 if they're going to shield or not. Regardless, if you get them down, if they don't use a charge move, and you get them down to the red, it's actually not too bad. Just bring in Bastiodon and have Bastiodon just farm it down with your fast move. You'll get 100% energy. Or pretty close to it. Like so, there it is. Just because even though it doesn't look like a lot of energy that they have left, Bastiodon mirror matches are just a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. There we go. We're going to use this flamethrower, and then we're going to bring in Medicham. They are bringing in Walrein. Great news for us. It's always a good sign when you see that ice and water symbol in the upper right-hand corner, because all of our Pokemon actually beat it, Dugong and Walrein. So great news for us, right? They pretty much quit. It would have been tough for them to come back. So yeah, it's always nice when your opponent just then they quit. So it's good news. So next battle, this person actually catches me. They catch our attack, and they throw in Registeel. Now I have this happen very, very seldomly, and normally when it does happen, I would say about 80 to 90% of the time, it's an ABB with Sableye, Registeel, and Galarian Stunfisk. So kind of play like you would, expecting they do have a Gunfisk in the back, which means I don't know why I shielded here. Luckily, it worked out. But normally, especially later in the season, when you get higher up, if you see that, expect Gunfisk in the back. Don't shield and get Victreebel out. Get Victreebel out and get Victreebel doing its Victreebel thing. So there we go. There's an Ice Punch just to do a little bit more damage against Sableye. Foul play. Bastiodon's back in. There we go. Another foul play. Just farm it down. We're good. They're going to switch right after this. And who they switch to? So Dugong, like I said before, with Walrein and Dugong, one charge move, and that's it. Icy Wind, no problem. There's that. Say goodbye to Dugong, and here comes a Leaf Tornado. There we go. Now, I use this just to break their attack. I honestly had lost count. Wasn't really paying attention. Nidoqueen is starting to make a comeback, folks. So here's what you want to do. Most of the time it will be Shadow. So shield this attack. If they don't switch, then they're going to say goodbye to their beloved Nidoqueen because you are going to beat it. with your Victory Bell. It's going to cost you a shield, but you do have that energy ready to go. There's a Leaf Tornado, and luckily we do break Medicham's attack. So wait out the clock a little bit because, we switched. They didn't. So anyhow, our Medicham versus theirs, they're not switching. So either they're unaware of it or they have something in the back that maybe is, we're super effective against. So just a heads up. They didn't shield or try to shield, so now I'm thinking maybe not. But a lot of people are using, like I said earlier, Power Up Punch with Ice Punch. So just be aware of it. It's really, really crazy. If it works for your team, go for it. But I've always felt you need that Psychic there just to provide a little bit of, that a little bit of extra powerful attack. Ice Beam, Sumeral, I've seen maybe 3 or 4 of these since the start of the season, and all of them had their Ice and Charm move. They didn't have Hydro Pump, which I think a few videos ago I accidentally called Hydro Cannon, my dyslexia. I switched the name up, but I know what I'm saying. I just, switched the name up. So yeah, not a whole lot of Hydro Pump that I'm seeing. And so what we're doing here, we're not going to use the Stone Edge here. We are saving and banking that energy for Medicham. They're going to throw a Power Up Punch, but it is, a little bit too little, too late, because we're going to throw this Flamethrower that we have saved. There we go. Medicham's in. At this point, had they used a charge move, we would have shielded, but they didn't. So Psychic, done. And that's that. We win. Alrighty, let's go ahead. These last two are my wife, actually. She's, like I said, she's been filming just so I can have some good footage. And I really want to show this traditional Swampert lead. And we switch to Medicham. Our opponent switches to Skarmory. And with Skarmory, like as always, if you can get with Bastiodon, you want to get one full energy, one full Stone Edge, right? The worst thing you can have is Skarmory still alive with a little bit of health, so Bastiodon can't come in and farm it. Bastiodon has to be able to farm it, otherwise you're in so much trouble. So Swampert, throw the Stone Edge like so, Victreebel, and they switch to Ice. Like I said before, I think I've said this like a dozen times this video. Walrein, Dugong, whatever. Throw up a shield, you're good. That's that. Whole lot of Ice, which is great news for us. So her last battle, Jellicent. I put this in here because it was important. So Jellicent, starting to see a little bit more of it because of the fact that Trevenant's nowhere to be seen. I don't think I've seen one Trevenant, maybe one, but she quick switches to Victreebel to absorb the Surf. She knows they're going to throw the Surf. There it is. They bring out Talonflame, which makes quick work of Victreebel. So we'll wait out the clock just a little bit. Fun fact, Victreebel can actually beat Talonflame with a Sludge Bomb if it has full health and they don't use a charge move. So another reason why Sludge Bomb is so important on Victreebel. I know PB Poke doesn't like it, but trust me, I've been using Victreebel forever. It needs Sludge Bomb. 100% needs it. So there we go. We have a Registeel, and notice she went ahead and she charged up that Flamethrower, then switched. That's kind of our, bank, so to speak. So that way, if we do waste their shields, we have Bastiodon in the back, or ready to go with a charge move. Gonna have to shield this one, which is fine. Now they do have 2 shields, which is kind of not good. I actually asked her why she was using Psychic instead of Ice Punch, and she had said that she's trying to break their defense. It's a very, very, very small chance to break their defense. Here she was using